Want to know what's going on in and around the convention center here in San Diego during San Diego ComicCon International 2025? Stay tuned next on Jaycation. What's up, Jaycationers? Welcome back to a video here in the San Diego series, and in this video I'm going to give you things to do around the San Diego Convention Center for ComicCon International 2025. ComicCon has been coming to San Diego for decades, and it's the one weekend of the year that you'll see people dressed in costumes, in anime, and just enjoying this beautiful city, San Diego, America's finest city, my hometown. And in this video, I'm just gonna give you tips about how to enjoy ComicCon International 2025, a few events, places to eat, things to do. I really just want you guys to come to my town, enjoy yourselves, and come out of it thinking, wow, San Diego really is America's finest city. So let's stay classy, San Diego, and treat all the out-of-towners to a great time. And let's get on with this video. Right here by the famous Hall H, where there have been some amazing panels in the past, from studios to blockbuster movies. The biggest celebrities, I've seen The Rock in here, Jack Black, and so many big names coming through here. That was just the two that came off the top of my head. I'm sure there's even bigger names like Robert Downey Jr. This year in 2025, due to ongoing writer strikes and problems in Hollywood, there are quite a few studios that are going to be skipping Hall H. I have a list here. Marvel Studios, Warner Brothers, Legendary, Sony, Lionsgate, and Paramount. Although these studios are skipping their traditional panels in Hall H, some will still have a presence, like DC will still be pushing season 2 of Peacemaker, and I just started watching season 1 of Peacemaker, actually just finished it, and that show is crazy. John Cena is hilarious in that show, and it's just a mind-boggling show. I can't believe the things that they say in that show. Season 2 is coming out in August, and they will be pushing that heavily. Another reason why I think a lot of these studios are starting to skip Comic-Con, because there are other conventions now. They're starting to niche these conventions even towards shows like Supernatural, which was a TV show on WB, has its own convention, and it doesn't even air anymore. Well, it does air on repeats, but they have their own convention. So all of these popular movies, TV shows, and studios, they even studios have their own conventions, like D23 for Disney. They stopped going to Comic-Con because they spend all their money on their conventions, which makes sense. Some interesting Hall H panels include The Walking Dead Daryl Dixon Season 3, as well as Anne Rice's interview with the vampire. George Lucas, yes, that's right, George Lucas, Mr. Star Wars himself, will be there to talk about the Lucas Film Museum over in LA opening up in 2026. Joe Coy, Gabriel Iglesias, and Queen Latifah will be there for a panel as well. And Star Trek will have a panel, and there will be much, much more. On July 25th and 26th, Crunchyroll will bring Anime Fan Fest to the Rady Shell. Rady Shell is directly behind the convention center, and it's one of the most beautiful outdoor stages and lawn areas in all of San Diego Bay. So let's talk about what to pack. First off, you're gonna need water. Bring a refillable water bottle. They do have water fountains and refillable stations around the convention center and around downtown. It is the middle of summer when Comic-Con goes down, so they try to make sure that everybody is okay and hydrated. Maybe even one of those mini stools that you could find as seen on TV. Those little mini stools will come in handy when you're waiting in these long lines for autographs or for Hall H or to get into the exhibit hall in the morning. Obviously, you're gonna want to bring deodorant. You don't want to be that smelly one walking through the showroom smelling like garbage. Sharpie, just in case your favorite celebrity or somebody walks by, you got a Sharpie with you to get their autograph. Sunblock, believe me, get the sunblock on. It does get sunny here, even though there is gray days in the mornings. Wear your comfy shoes and also bring a change of clothes, because you can be sweating, especially with a heavy backpack and all those free giveaways and those huge Comic-Con bags on your back. You're gonna wanna have a change of clothes. unless you get a free shirt and you want to wear that. I'm making this Comic-Con video a couple of weeks before Comic-Con 2025 because I want you guys to come to San Diego, have a fond experience of the town. And I know Comic-Con can get pretty hectic because of the crowds, the rude people walking right in front of you. It just can sometimes become a very negative experience. Little tip for you guys while you're in the exhibit hall: practice patience, turn off the negativity, and you'll have a better time. Even I'm always in a rush walking around somewhere, and there's always people cutting in front of you, bumping into you, and just excuse them. Unless they're being really rude, then maybe you should speak up. But turn it down a few notches, expect things to be slow, expect it to be crowded, and try to weave your way in and out in a respectful manner so that you have a good time while you're here in America's finest city, San Diego. Namaste. Gotta practice patience. Let's talk about FOMO. One thing that I noticed a lot of Comic-Con goers experiencing is FOMO. You can't be in 5 places at one time. You can't be at that autograph line or at the Hall H panel or over at this session in Ballroom 20. You can only do one thing at a time. So my advice to you is to carefully plan out your 4 to 5 days here at Comic-Con. Know what is a priority for you to see or do and go with that. There's nothing you can do sometimes about random giveaways or random autographs. These companies that are here, whether it's Funko or one of the movie studios like Marvel or WB, they know that people want those freebies. People are crazy for free bags, free shirts, free anything. Sometimes they just tweet it out on their social media or put it out on their Instagram that the first 50 people will get this Funko Pop if you're here at this certain place, or maybe they have a scavenger hunt, and people get this crazy FOMO that like, oh my God, I didn't get my Wednesday season 2 action figure. Well, sorry, you're just not gonna get it. Try to avoid FOMO by planning out your trip and just knowing you are where you are. Don't panic, don't be running. Security will stop you. Believe me, they'll tell you to never run up the escalators, run in the showroom floor. Believe me, I've done that once or twice in my life here, trying to get to autograph sessions, to meet Jessica Alba, meet the cast of The Walking Dead. I've been successful and I've not been successful, but for the most part, it's just being at the right place at the right time, and it's the luck of the draw. Another thing that many convention goers love doing here is shopping for the exclusives, the collectibles. And many a time, you can get those raffles done online ahead of time by going on the ComicCon International website ahead of time, and it's just the luck of the draw nowadays. But sometimes you have to line up. And I know the resale game is crazy when it comes to Funko Pops, bait booth special edition things, or Labubus. Yeah, do you guys know what Labubu is? I'm just finding out that Labubu is a thing, and I'm guaranteeing you that there's gonna be tons of Labubus in and around the convention center. Also comics, obviously it's called Comic-Con, so there'll be a lot of special edition comics, and these exclusives will be all around. So make sure you just look into the Comic-Con guide and figure out how to score your favorite exclusive. And if you can't get it, you can't get it. So be it. It's a luck of the draw for the most part, and unfortunately, there are people that are just in it for reselling, and people that really want a specific item that are actually fans of these things don't get it and have to eventually buy it off of eBay, buy it off of other sites online, which is an unfortunate thing, but it happens every year. Right behind me are the entrances to the convention center, and you will have your Comic-Con badge. You're gonna have to swipe in your RFID and tap it when you walk in, and also tap when you walk out. You're gonna pick that up at registration, or it's gonna be mailed over to you. So the Comic-Con exhibit hall hours: Wednesday, preview night, 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. Thursday to Saturday, 9:30 to 7 p.m. Sunday, it closes a little earlier, 9:30 to 5 p.m. And that's just always how it's been. And Sunday is always known to be the kid-friendly day, where there are Legos being given away, kids' comic books, coloring books given away, scavenger hunts, and all these fun games going down in and around the convention center. Just a little info on the opening of the exhibit hall. If you're not really into like getting an exclusive or getting getting to some sort of booth real quick in the morning, I would say wait till about 10:30, 11 o'clock and just walk right in, because the line for the exhibit hall can get long and windy and it goes up to the sales pavilion and down. And if you wait till 11 o'clock and you have nothing pressing to get in the exhibit hall, you may be better off just walking in around 10:30, 11. Let's talk about transportation. That can be the first obstacle for getting to Comic-Con. It's always a process to get into Comic-Con. And like I said, you gotta practice some patience. But if you're lucky enough to secure parking at the same garage every day, whether it's down below the Comic-Con or over at Park It On Market or the Padres Parkade or the Hilton parking lot, make sure you use your parking pass and walk on in. That's usually the best way, but they're catching on to the parking and it's become a free-for-all and a lottery to get parking passes for Comic-Con, and there has to be other ways to get in. For me, if I'm not staying in downtown, which I'm not this year, I usually take the trolley in with Uncle Jaycation, Brocation. We all take in the trolley from either Nobel Drive or even the Old Town Trolley Station, and it takes about 25 to 30 minutes, and it's $2.50 each way, but you're maxed out at $7.50 a day. So if you take 3 one-way rides, you can ride it more than that and it won't charge you any more. That's just how much it costs for a day pass, which is $7.50. For you out-of-towners that are staying in hotels, I'm sure you guys went through the crazy lottery of getting a hotel just for Comic-Con on the ComicCon website. Many of these hotels around San Diego, in Mission Valley, Mission Bay, here in downtown or by the airport, many of these hotels have shuttles that will take you to and from each day and drop you off just right here in front of where I'm filming at the moment. I've done that in the past. I stayed over in the Spring Hill Suites over by the Star of India, over by the cruise ship terminal, and I took the shuttle from there each day. The free shuttle, make sure you take advantage of it. All you need is your ComicCon pass. Sometimes they don't even look at your ComicCon pass, and you can get on these free shuttles. I know some friends that park in places like Mission Valley or Mission Bay, park their car in public street parking and just hop a shuttle. Make sure you refer to the maps and make sure you refer to the schedules for hourly times and how many times per hour it picks up and drops off from your hotel and convention center. And there's different lines. You'll see it on the ComicCon guide. One thing you're gonna want to download ahead of time is the Pronto app and use this QR code so you can avoid having to use these machines to get your trolley tickets. A lot of people chance it and try to go into the trolley without a ticket, and they do have undercover police officers, or not even undercover police officers, patrolling and making sure that people are paying for their fee to get on, and it's $2.50 per ride, and like I said, it's a $7.50 max per day. Make sure you have your Pronto app, and I'll show you exactly how easy it is to scan in to get into the trolley. All you got to do is come up to one of these purple and gray machines, scan the QR code. Once it beeps, it'll show that it's scanned, and it'll show when it was last refreshed, and you'll be able to just board your trolley. And make sure you do that because you don't want to get fined, believe me. One thing I've always been an enemy of are Pettic Cabs. It doesn't matter what city it is, especially here in San Diego. They tend to overcharge, especially for families and groups. I've noticed a lot of Comic-Con goers getting on these Pettic Cabs and just paying way too much. Uber, Lyft, kind of difficult because a lot of the streets here are closed and the surge pricing is ridiculous this time of year, especially during Comic-Con. But the Pettic Cabs are crazy expensive. Now let's say you're in a bind and you need to get from one point of San Diego Bay to the other, or into Gas Time Quarter. I hate to say it, but maybe you're gonna want to get on a Pettic Cab, especially if you're with a group, to get to that dinner, to get to that party, but that's last resort. Make sure you allow yourself plenty of time to walk to your destination, because for the most part, you'll be able to get there within 15, 20 minutes. Get your walking shoes ready. If you haven't gotten your Comic-Con passes by now, you're probably SOL, and figure out that acronym. Tickets for adults are $80 a day. I think it's a little cheaper on preview night and on Sunday. I think it's like $61 for preview night, $69 $50 for Sunday. For juniors, 13 to 17, and seniors over 65, I believe, it's half price. So $40 on the days that it's 80, $30 on the day that it's 60. Kids 12 and under are free. Every year, ComicCon has plenty of off-site activations, and this area of downtown, right by the Hilton Gas Lamp Quarter, usually has many of them. I know in the past they had House of the Dragon over here, and you can go through a House of the Dragon role play, exhibition, activation, whatever you want to call it. And although the trolleys are not plastered yet with ComicCon advertisements, they will be within the next couple of weeks. I know in the past, Paramount Plus and CBS has brought Tracker here, and there have been activations for that. And this year, they're going to be promoting something called The Lodge. So expect to see a lot about Paramount Plus's The Lodge all around downtown San Diego, and a giant activation, I'm guessing, of something that looks a lot like a lodge. And Disney will also bring a Percy Jackson activation in the back of the convention center, right by where TV Guide has their yacht every year. FX usually has an area over there as well. You'll even find your favorite video games all over downtown San Diego. And I even just saw a Pac-Man cafe that replaced, unfortunately, City Tacos. City Tacos is no longer here by Petco Park. A couple other activations coming to outside of Comic-Con is the Peacock action comedy original series Twisted Metal Season 2 with a full throttle bumper car activation at SDCC. It's going to be off of First Street in one of the parking lots over there, so you can ride some bumper cars. And then Old Spice and Superman are doing a Superman Crash Comic-Con immersive experience, so make sure you check that out and pick up some deodorant over there if you don't have any. Hint, hint. Let's talk about places to eat around the convention center. A lot of people like going to the concessions over at the convention center because it's just really convenient for them. But if you're down for $15 pizzas and $9 hot dogs, then be my guest. But there is plenty of amazing food here in downtown, and I do have videos from the past covering a lot of those places. You'll probably be seeing Jaycation if you ever want to meet me during Comic-Con at Bub's around 4 o'clock. Unfortunately, a lot of these places take away their happy hour during Comic-Con week and during game days of Padre games. There's only a handful of places that have great deals. Comic-Con has some deals, if that's what you want to call it. One deal is over at Greystone. It's $50. It's a 3-course meal. You get your entree, you get a side, and a drink. Another place called The Butcher's Cut has a $50 meal too, and it's like 4 courses. $50 is still a lot of money. I'd go to a restaurant like Bub's, or even walk to Tacos del Gordo, even though the line is super crazy, or even Hodad's if you've never had Hodad's burger before, and try that out. Good news, Comic-Con has extended its stay here with San Diego till 2027, and unfortunately there has been talk about it moving out of town. And let's hope not, because this is the best city in America with the best weather at this time of year every year. You don't want to go up to LA. That's where everybody's coming from to check out America's finest city, or even Las Vegas. It's just way too hot. I know their convention center is way bigger, but come on, you can't beat San Diego. Keep Comic-Con here for the long haul, which also means build more space, guys. Build more space. And that's what the Gaylord Pacific started doing, building more convention space. So right behind me is the oldest bar here in Gaslamp Quarter, and that's the Tivoli Bar and Grill. And I want to talk about a few Comic-Con themed cocktails. Barley Mash will be serving a special Angel's Envy Bourbon. They'll have themed drinks called Make It a Blockbuster Night, Give Me Sugar Water, His Dudeness, The Duder El Duderino, and Midnight Margaritas. And they'll also have food like Krabby Patty Deluxe Sliders, something called Shell Shocked, which is a flatbread, La 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 Lava, Chicken, Bug Trotter's Defiance. So that's all over at Barley Mash on 5th. Borrego Rooftop Kitchen and Cocktails, they'll have special drinks called The Thing, The Human Torch, The Invisible Woman, and Mr. Fantastic. And El Chingon over here in the Gaslamp Quarter will have special cocktails as well. Hey, what's up, man? And like I said, Greystone Prime Steakhouse and Seafood will have specials as well, a $50 deal off of 5th Avenue. They'll have truffle gnocchi, prime New York steak. Ooh, that actually looks good for 50 bucks. Might have to do that. And finally, Havana 1920 will have a poison ivy cocktail at their 5th Avenue location. If you're willing to walk a little further down from the convention center and get past the gas lamp, East Village has plenty of places. This place right behind me used to be called Half Door Brewing, and I believe it is, or Half Door or Half Moon Brewing. I think it's Half Door Brewing. It's now called Villains Brewing. So in theme for your DC Marvel villains, this place is here, as well as Bub's by the ballpark. You got Naughty Barrel for your barbecue, and Sports Bar, TNT Pizza if you go down to 13th, and the Container Park, which is right next to TNT Park, has some really good drinks. If you're willing to come here to East Village, you can find better deals and less crowds. Right behind me is the Gallagher Square entrance of Petco Park, and in the past, Petco Park has hosted tons of events like Nerd HQ and laser tag up on the top upper deck part of Petco. They even have activations over at the Lexus lot. This year over at Gallagher Square on their main stage, they're gonna be showing Batman. They're gonna have it scored with an orchestra. So that's gonna be pretty cool, and that's gonna happen on Saturday. And there's also gonna be a lot of other things going on around Petco, but that's the one big event that I see so far on the website. Shows how much I cover San Diego lately. Bar Basic is no more. It's called Far Corner, but they still do serve pizza, and it's here in the East Village. We definitely got to come back and check out Far Corner, see if it's changed much. So I wanted to give you my thoughts on Comic-Con through the years. I mean, the heyday for me obviously was when I was in my teenage years and getting to meet all the celebs. I remember meeting my first few celebrity encounters at Comic-Con. It was Seth Green, Kirsten Dunst from Bring It On. I've met Wilmer Valderrama, Olivia Munn, the biggest celebrity of them all, my idol, The Rock. I've had plenty of years here and had my fun at Comic-Con, but I did enjoy it back in the early 2000s when you can just come here. Everything was a cluster, but it was fun because not everything was digital. You had to get in line yourself, you had to draw a raffle ticket yourself, and you had to slang for those autographs and for those exclusives all on your own. Now it's more done digitally because of safety, and there's just so many people coming to Comic-Con now. So I do understand that, but it definitely has died down a little bit through the years in terms of excitement in my eyes. It's my opinion. Still think Comic-Con is a fun weekend here in San Diego, and that it is important for the economy and for San Diego to keep it here for the long haul. So whether it's to expand the convention center or find other ways to keep Comic-Con happy, San Diego and ComicCon International have to do everything they can to keep it here in America's finest city. Cheers to that. We're here off of J Street, right by center field of Petco Park, and we're eating at a place called Nick the Greek, and they have gyros. $12.50, and they have fries like they do it in Greece, and the draft beers are not badly priced at all. $6 for a Stone Buenaveza. $6 is almost a happy hour price here in downtown, so if you're looking for a snack during Comic-Con, make sure you check it out. I got the lamb and beef gyro. You get the Tapatio on here, a little spice in your life. That is a tasty lamb gyro, and a local San Diego beer to wash it off. You might find me here for lunch during Comic-Con. Thumbs up. I'm actually filming this video right before I go to the Padres game. There's a giveaway tonight, and I haven't gone to a Padres game all year, so we're gonna check that out. Petco Park is also going to be home to Survivor Series in November. So if you wanna know more about Survivor Series War Games here in San Diego in 2025, stay tuned on the channel. I'm gonna give you all the information and even do vlogs during the event here in November. I'm excited for Survivor Series, but I like to announce that I'm also going to SummerSlam. That's right, we're headed East Coast, guys. More WWE content to come. So if you're watching my channel for my San Diego content, come on back, because we're gonna be spending some time in San Diego the rest of the year and filming some fun videos. So stay tuned on Jaycation for more San Diego. Make sure you subscribe and like this video. All right, Jaycationers, so that will do it for your Comic-Con 2025 in San Diego video. Let's start a nice conversation down below, and I'm sure that I've missed plenty of things. And like I said earlier about FOMO, sorry, I can't cover possibly everything that's coming here on those 5 days and that entire week here in San Diego. But I hope this serves as a great guide for you, whether you're an out-of-towner or you're a San Diegan doing a staycation Comic-Con trip. Hopefully this information was valuable to you and you like this video. Subscribe to my channel. We have tons of San Diego content coming up. Yeah, comment down below other things that are happening in and around the convention center. Make sure you check out It's Always Sunny in San Diego. It's my Facebook page with over 6,000 lovely San Diego lovers talking about the news and ongoings around America's finest city. All right, Jaycationers, until the next one, in the words of me, stay traveling, San Diego. Let's go.